going down. It's going down, 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 down. It's going
Oh, look at this. Look at this. What a wonderful panel we got here tonight, folks. Welcome to the MCU's Bleeding Edge. We are here tonight going to be going and reviewing and giving our numbers and our takes on the first part of Phase 4 of the MCU from the previous year, the TV shows and TV series, or TV specials, I should say, that they put out in 2022. As you can see in my background, I got Werewolf by Night here going on, as you can see here. So it's one of my favorites of the TV special. So that's going to be fun to talk about. But anyways, we're going to be talking about these TV shows and the couple of TV specials they put out, which will include, of course, She-Hulk, Moon Knight, Miss Marvel, Werewolf by Night, and the holiday special of the Guardians of the Galaxy. So tonight we'll be talking about that. So basically how we're going to do this, folks, out there in the great streaming land, is we're just going to kind of go around and ask everybody a couple questions, a couple of things, kind of get your ideas of what your worst and your best of these TV series and TV specials were. And we're going to let you just go balls out and say as much as you want about it all. And once we guide you, we'll just let you take it. You'll just go and flow with it, people. So we're going to have fun tonight. We're just going to blast it off here and just have a ball. Do you have anything to add to that, Jeff?
Well, you just mentioned balls and ball and shit multiple times, man. So I don't know what else is going on in your head right now. But besides that, folks, for all you know, I might even have my balls out right now. You can't see. You know what I'm saying? Like, I might be rocking them. You know what I mean? Like, it's there. You know what I'm saying? I love you, IB. Cooling down.
Wait. We saw you wear your pants just a minute ago.
Well, hey, listen. I mean, you know, I'm very good with my hands and whatnot and everything, right? You know, and yeah,
that's that 10th camera angle, Jasmine.
No, I got that. You know, no, honestly, you know, folks, I'm so dedicated to the MCU's Bleeding Edge, right? That I swear. This young slutty ass girl that I've like messed with in a while hit me up all of a sudden right before the show and was like wanting to come by and hang out and shit and whatnot and everything. And she's like, I can only stay till midnight. And I'm like, I got a show to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, you know, I can't hang out with you. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it don't work that way. I'm like, we can hang out tomorrow night if you want. But that's how dedicated I am, folks. Like, I could have smashed that shit all night if I wanted to.
The lies.
Nah, it's not true. Believe me, there's no lies. You know what I'm saying? True knowledge, baby, is in the house. And I just want to thank everybody out there and whatnot very much for all of your support for the MCU's Bleeding Edge. I want to thank the panel. Thank Jasmine. I want to thank Matthew. I want to thank Andres. Matthew is coming all the way from Australia, so our time zone here is a 12-hour difference, I believe, right?
Yeah, it's tomorrow here. So
yeah, that's crazy, man. 12 hours. Phew, that's rough. No wonder we can only get biz on here once a year. But no, me and Cyber are happy to be here and whatnot and get after it. And Cyber, I'm loving the Werewolf by Night background, man. You couldn't have picked, besides this Marvel, you couldn't have picked a better background.
Excellent. Excellent, sir. All right. So let's go around. And basically everyone will go around the table here. We'll start with you, Andre, and then we'll go to you, Matt, then Jasmine, then Jeff, and then come back to me. Go ahead and say what your favorite of the TV series was for last year, 2022. And then also, after you say what's your favorite, go ahead and explain why you find it your favorite and, some of the pluses about the show and why people should check it out. So go ahead, Andre. Let us start with you, sir.
Okay, sure. Hello, everyone. Thank you for bringing me back to the show. So right now, currently, my favorite of the 2022. I just made the list with every of the Disney Plus so far. The highest for me from last year is Guardians of the Galaxy Christmas Special. I really love this. I actually saw this twice. Um, I rewatched it because I have a podcast, and so I needed to rewatch it again. And that's like the first time I did this with anything of these Disney Plus slash special presentations that Marvel Studios have done. What I like about it is like I think one of the issues that I think with Phase 4 is just not having a lot of the familiar characters that we like from the previous phases. And so, and especially with Guardians, like ever since Endgame, I really want to see those characters back and see what Star Lord or what what any of the members are doing. We got them briefly in Thor: Love and Thunder, which was disappointment. I mean, I get that COVID kind of messed up Volume 3 and Love and Thunder, so whatever. I felt this was such a nice and just one of the best Christmas specials ever. Like it just brought me like a warmth in my heart of December, especially my father. Just quickly, if you guys don't remember, my father fortunately had cancer. He fortunately passed away January, and so with this special, I was just brought back of just enjoying the holidays, and like I relate to what Madness was doing, trying to bring like hope and bring some joy to Star Lord's like so his like downtime because of what happened to Gamora, her dying in the Infinity War and all that. So I think this was one of the best like therapeutic thing for me, and I thought this was like such a great, like no villains, no nothing. It was just a Christmas special, just like learning how to appreciate the seasons and just like and joy the people around you. That's one of the things I love about this special. Um, Getting so Cyber talk about the worst things about this second half of 2022. Um,
No,
I'm
I just the pros, just the pros. We'll get to the worst
okay.
afterwards.
All right. So yeah. So sticking with Guardians or just the whole thing. I just want to make sure.
Well, the question was, I was asking what you found to be the best of the TV series and TV specials, and then your pros of it, and that was it. That was the iteration of the question there. What you found as the best one, and then what you thought your pros were, and what your thoughts were of whatever you found the best.
Yeah. Last thing, best thing for me is Madness. I think this special made me really appreciate Madness as a character because she has these powers, these like what do you call it, empathic abilities, and I think this special like really show how powerful Madness is. I thought Pam Clementine was like this is her best performance as Madness ever. Ever since she's been introduced to Guardians Volume 2. So that was the best thing about this special. And I just think the Christmas special is amazing. So I thought that they did such a good job of explaining this one character I feel like needed to be developed, especially finally we revealed that she was a sister of Star Lord, which was great because then it raised the stakes now in Volume 3 because Star Lord needs to protect his only and like relative family member he knows, and then so that's going to be so good to see when Volume 3 is coming out in May of this year. So that's it.
Excellent, thank you, Matt. Same question, sir.
Yep. Okay. gonna ride on the coattails here. But I've got a bit of a photo finish. I've got the Christmas special, Guardians Christmas special, and Werewolf by Night. They are my two things that I love. Can't really split them, and for different reasons. I think, as Andres was saying, that it was just such a fun trip out, and it always is with Guardians, right? Like they're the comic relief of the MCU, and when I saw that first movie, it absolutely blew me away. Not being a comic guy, but I guess the thing that is the highlight is James Gunn. Like the guy is just an absolute legend. Like it's all because of him that we get this. And I think that if this was his sign off from the MCU to move over to the enemy, then I'm happy with that. Obviously, we're going to get Volume 3, which is going to probably see the end of the Guardians. But it was just really cool that they've taken this Christmas special, which has obviously had so much stigma with Star Wars Christmas special, and now you've got this Guardians Christmas special, which sort of took what has been a piss take for 40 years and made it something that's actually pretty cool to watch and a lot of fun. And I sat there and watched it with my daughter, and she loved it. Like she's a big Groot fan, so for her, anything with him in it is going to be fun. But again, it just comes back to James Gunn, and they're the fan. Like I guess the Guardians to me also will always be the family unit of the MCU. Like they're the ones that are the closest to a family, while the Avengers, are these people that are stuck together, but these guys are together because they want to be together. And I think that it shows it so much in that Christmas special. I thought it was just really cool. Werewolf by Night, again, I didn't know what to expect with that. And I was concerned about how they're going to attack it. And I thought it was great that they just brought violence to Marvel. And I thought that's what I loved about it. I thought, that the attack scenes, it was so visual. It was something so completely different to what we've seen from Marvel. And so that's what I really loved about it. I thought, again, I went in with such low expectations, and I've actually watched that a few times. And the first time I watched it, I was like, I'm not really sure. And then the second time I was all in. I thought this is so cool, a really bold choice. And I think that, and in an era of Marvel where it's been a bit meh, I think that it was a really bold choice to try something completely different. And obviously the little violent edge adds a lot to me. I thought that was really cool. So that's where it is for me, those two.
I agree with that. They're the best thing about last year.
Yeah.
Thank you. All right, Jasmine, same question.
Well, I would have to agree with them when it comes to the special and Werewolf by Night. Werewolf by Night was very unique, and it gave me a little hope for both Daredevil and Blade, that they might experiment a little bit more with the black and white for fight scenes, kind of like Kill Bill, in order to really give us that blood and effect that we really want from the MCU, and which I'm okay with. They do that with the violence just to keep it in the range of what they're trying to do. I could get around that, but for me personally, out of all the shows that they've done, I think WandaVision was my favorite. But out of the 2022, it would have to be, honestly, it was She-Hulk, because it was one of the shows that really pissed off so many people. And it was the controversy of the internet, and I enjoyed being on Twitter for it. I feel like when it comes to the Disney Marvel, it's the stamp they put on it when it comes to pushing something out. Yes, the Christmas special was good, but She-Hulk.
What's the stamp? You talking about the stamp that She-Hulk, when She-Hulk fucking branded me and shit when she downed me? You talking about the brand? What are you talking about? This is stamp. What stamp did fucking She-Hulk give off?
Referring to how it pissed off those people that refer to the MCU as the MCU.
Jasmine, that never happened. It pissed off fucking everybody. Go look on the internet other than Twitter.
Everybody, but
everybody hated it. Everybody fucking hated it. Every logical goddamn person out there hated the fucking show.
No, not everybody.
Yeah, they all did.
Not everybody. I know because of where I am on Twitter. But
you called it right there. the Twitter echo chamber does not fucking accurately, tangibly depict to you the general
It's
consensus
where most
of
of
the
us
public.
fans go. But anyway,
No, they
Jeff,
aren't. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. It isn't. So I'm sorry, but She-Hulk is not good. I'm sorry.
to you,
This is part
to
of the
you.
ranking shows. This is part of the discussions, baby. This is the fun. So here you go.
To you.
No, to a lot of
But
people. Broaden your horizons, hon.
my horizons does not
I think you
what
should
other
move on.
people
I
think
think, I
of
think
a-
you should move
what
from Twitter
other
to
people
Tumblr.
think of a show should not dictate whether or not I enjoy something.
No, that's true.
And hence
agree.
why
I agree
what
with that.
other people think of a
Yep.
show that was particularly comic book accurate of a character. When people spend so much time complaining about comic book accuracy,
But when
they
your main
finally
premise,
get it.
yeah, but you're shifting. You're shifting. When your main premise is, I
My
loved it so much
premise
because it was about. It literally was about everybody that fucking all these
It
toxic people in
literally,
the MCU fandom.
literally,
That's who
the
didn't
show
like
was
it.
about.
That's bullshit.
No, the show was literally about the toxic bros. That's literally the plot
Yeah,
of the
I know.
show.
I know.
And I
know.
enjoyed it because it pissed off all those type of people in which it was making fun of. And I enjoyed it.
No, I really didn't. To tell you the truth, they just thought it was funny.
I thought it was hilarious.
No, but anyways, I won't keep this. But I'm just saying, Jasmine, you don't understand. Like, it's not like that. There isn't just the toxic masculine actual wing of like the fandom that doesn't like She-Hulk. Lots of great good people, men and women, don't like fucking She-Hulk, man.
That's not why I was saying what I was saying. What I was saying is I enjoyed the bros that got pissed off. I was living on that Twitter and I was reading the feeds and laughing my ass off. But I enjoyed She-Hulk because it made me feel like I was inside of a comic book.
Good call. And I'm sorry, you're right.
When she leapt out of the panel and went and came to the main menu and made me think I sat on the remote, and then she left into the real world. That was something I've been wanting and waiting for, to feel like the MCU was in a comic. Because for so long I felt like the comic book universe was very grounded, and in this reality that they were trying to put it in, like a real world scenario, when really it's a comic book universe in live action. So it should feel like a comic, not so much about feeling like you're in a reality. So that's what I loved about the show, and that was my plus for it in 2022.
Yeah, just to intervene, Jasmine, I can completely see why you like the show, because out of the Disney Plus shows, this show felt the most connected of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. This show did a lot of heavy lifting. We got reintroduced of the Abomination, which I was so happy, and I actually liked the way they handled the Abomination there. Juan came in. I love Juan as a character. I was so happy he had a special. His episode was my favorite in the show with the magician thing, and then a Daredevil. Of course, I was so excited to see Daredevil again, and the show was so perfectly, and I was so excited about the potential of the Jennifer, Matt relationship, which was not. I was never expected to be happy to see. So I think the show did a good job of being interconnected compared to other shows where they felt like maybe too self-contained. It didn't feel like they were in the Marvel universe like She-Hulk was. And I appreciate that She-Hulk, we didn't make a big deal of the Wrecking Crew with their magic weapons, or we had a vampire. It's it makes sense. We're in a world of supernatural / cosmic stuff. So it's good.
I completely agree, and that's why I enjoyed the show, because the way characters were coming out, and it felt kind of goofy and ridiculous. It felt like a comic book, especially particularly her comic books, in which for her it would be a sitcom, and that's the biggest high for me when it comes to Phase 4 to 2022.
Okay. Thank you. Jeff, your top for 2022, sir.
My number one. Okay. So, well, first of all, Jasmine, I want to thank Andre for pointing out that and supporting you and everything and whatnot. That's what we do here on the Bleeding Edge. And of course, I respect your individual opinion and that's your pick. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm always going to bust your balls about it and whatnot and everything, no matter what, till the day I die. All right. But at the end of the day, though, you made your points there at the end and whatnot, right? And I pounced on you just because of like the premise, you know what I'm saying, that I focused on. You know what I mean? And then you continued on, right? And you pointed out some really good things that you liked about it that I think are accurate, right? As far as the comic accuracy, the breaking the third, the fourth wall type stuff. Hey, you know what? I'm telling you right now, I honestly thought She-Hulk was pretty good for like the first 5, I think, episodes. I thought it was pretty solid. I did. It was starting to slow down a little bit, but then it really just fell down for me. It fell apart. But that's okay. But I do respect your opinion. I do, and your choice. Even if you are supporting, the person who gave me the Curse of She-Hulk. But anyways, besides all the other things that have happened to me, it's already obvious. I think didn't I make it clear? Like by what I have like 77,000 Marvel shirts. So like, obviously I wore this one for a reason. You feel me? Cyber, my shelf fell down again. What a surprise, right? Yeah, that's right, folks. I have a t-shirt addiction. But I'm fixing it myself. I am. So anyways, bottom line, I'm going to go without question, Miss Marvel, because as good as Werewolf by Night was, look, Werewolf by Night was fucking awesome. All right. Like, I've been savoring it. I've been waiting to watch it again and like for the perfect timing. Right. Like when I'm with somebody that hasn't seen it for the first time or something, I can share it with them kind of situation or something like that. I've been saving it, but I want to watch it again. It's so good and so compact. And I'll talk about it later, and I'm sure lots of other people will too. But Miss Marvel, I'm sorry, but it's very simple. I mentioned multiple times. When I view, especially these Disney Plus series, right? What I'm looking for overall is consistency from episode to episode, right? With the energy and the vibe. And if there isn't a consistency there should be a logical reason, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? That goes somewhere. You know what I mean? Character building or something, or world building, or, you know what I'm saying, a flashback episode, something but it's gotta carry the vehicle. It's gotta carry the bus, right? And keep the show on track. I like to see a good finale, at least a halfway decent finale, right? And I don't want to see like, half a series is halfway decent and the other half is garbage, right? So at that point with Miss Marvel,
sometimes may be good, sometimes may be shit.
See, there you go. With Miss Marvel, I felt like, if anything, I don't think you'll like this, Jasmine. If anything, I like Miss Marvel for the fact that, not because I did call it like a couple times on shows, guesting and whatnot, and on the Bleeding Edge, that I thought it might be a really solid show, but because so many different people in the fandom that are like heavy comic book oriented people hate Miss Marvel. They hate her, right? Like when I said that we were going to cover that and talk to them about it, they were like, "What? Fuck her, this and that." And then Miss Marvel was the first Disney Plus series that Cyber and I have ever tackled, where I had a hard time finding other pods and other YouTubers that would even wanted to come on the shows because they didn't want to watch it. They weren't going to watch it. Like, they weren't rude about it, but they were like, "We're not watching that shit." Right? People we know that we normally would record with, they were like, "No, we're not going to watch that shit. We're not covering it." So, that had never happened before. So at that point, I just thought it was unbelievable that, like, it's sad. It's funny. All these people didn't even watch this crap, and it was dope. Like, and I was blown away by it. Maybe it had something to do with having low expectations to begin with. Overall, you guys understand what I mean with that, right?
Yeah.
But either way, overall, episode to episode, it was consistent. It was solid, right? The Vellani girl did a great job. Pulling off Miss Marvel. Pulling off Kamala Khan. And the family and how the whole family connected towards the end and whatnot was really cool, you know what I mean, and whatnot. And I thought it was really emotional and like I liked it. It was lighthearted and positive. The secondary characters were good. Were all pretty solid too. They were consistently solid. The story was good. It stayed its course. Other than episode 5, when they did some flashback stuff that kind of threw me off a little bit. They came right back with episode 6, the finale, and they came strong, right? It's got its flaws, but it's better than Moon Knight's finale, or She-Hulk's. I can tell you that right now.
I agree with Jeff.
Yeah.
I
So,
totally agree with that.
I
And
have my issues with Miss Marvel.
but would you agree that it was well produced and well shot?
It was
That's great.
they did a really good job. I give it that, but it's as someone who just currently started reading the comics for it, I have my issues with it due to that fact. Before I loved it and had no qualms with it, and it would have been in front of She-Hulk. But as someone who just started reading them, it did kind of dull it for me because of stuff they did change.
So basically, then you're one of the toxic Marvel comic people I was talking about. That like I was happy that they were wrong.
Oh, I love the show. Don't get me wrong. I just, it has its flaws, just like She-Hulk does.
Ah, I like it, Jasmine. Great job. Hey, and I'll pass on from there, folks. I'm happy for my time. Thank you, Cyber. I appreciate you, brah. And who goes next? I think it's Matthew.
Nope, it's back to me, sir.
Oh, is it? Oh, we're
Yeah.
skipping Matthew. No, I'm just
No,
joking.
Matt already went.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
You're smoking crack too much again, so
No, I was trying to set up.
quiet.
I was trying to set up a joke. I was trying to set up a joke where Matthew always.
Quiet. Don't make me
He
mute you. I will mute you.
Okay.
I will mute you. Anyways, so my number one of everything was Werewolf by Night as well. I thought that out of all the productions, it was the best of the TV series, TV related shows that were put out last year. Between Diego playing Werewolf by Night himself to Man-Thing, that had me solid right from the get-go. The whole presentation of it, making it like a black and white, like the classic Dracula, classic Frankenstein, was perfection. And also is just a fantastically well done TV spinoff or TV special, as they made it. That was a really good introduction to Werewolf by Night. Instead of taking a full-length film, they gave us a 45-minute long, intro to him. And hands down, the biggest part about Werewolf by Night's success was the fact that the guy that directed it is a composer. This was his first feature-length feature that he has directed. So I was really impressed with what he did with what he knows, because he did student films when he was a kid and stuff like that. But after all that, he did such a great job with just the short special. So that really is what put it over for me. But I think it was just really well conceived. The CGI was really well done. I love that they used so much practical effects in it. But along with the way they, at least when they did do Man-Thing looked amazing. I mean, I absolutely love what they did with him. They used the practical effects along with the CGI for him. They gave him a personality. They gave him more of his comic book origins. And I thought that they just did a really fantastic job with doing that. So yeah, I would definitely have to say Werewolf by Night is my number one. Now, as you guys were talking about the Rotten Tomato kind of scores, for these TV shows and stuff like that, just want to reiterate for everyone what everything was at. So, technically, the highest rated by the critics themselves was actually Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
At 98%.
Yeah.
But audience was only 80%. So that is a 18% difference between audience and the critics, which I thought was kind of interesting. Then for the next one would be Moon Knight at 86% by the critics, but 89% by the audience. So a 3% interest by the audience, which I thought was kind of interesting. But this one really shocks me. She-Hulk is 80% critics, but 33% by the audience. So She-Hulk technically is the rottenness of the TV series that came out last year, which I'm really shocked because of so many people that I saw lots of positivity for it, but I also saw a lot of negativity for it too. But I didn't think it was that low. So I was really shocked at seeing that one's only at 33%. So surprises me that Moon Knight, out of the 3 TV series, has the highest audience score, when that one, a lot of people were like, I don't really like how they did it because they didn't really make him graphic like he should have been. So I think that's kind of interesting. Now, Werewolf by Night and Guardians, the holiday special, both of those are within 3% of each other by the critics. 90% for Werewolf and 93% for Guardians of the Galaxy. Now, both of these are certified fresh. Now, the only actual TV series that was certified fresh was none of them. None of them were actually certified fresh. Even though Miss Marvel had a 98%, it didn't get certified, which I thought was kind of interesting. But it's funny, the holiday special for Guardians only has an 80% audience score, where Werewolf by Night has 89%. So I thought that was kind of interesting, too, that there was that much of a difference audience score-wise between those two specials, even though Guardians edged out Werewolf by Night by 3% by the critics. So I thought those were kind of fun just to throw out there for you guys to, out there in TV land and the panel to know about. All right. So, hello, Jocelyn. Welcome to the panel. Anyways, so, yeah, thank you for bringing that up, Jeff.
Yeah, I just needed to put that out there. That's a very not so good audience score there.
Difference. That's a big difference between audience and critics. I mean, She-Hulk wasn't as well received by the audience as a lot thought. So, I just thought that was kind of interesting. Just to
DD Mega Doo-Doo. I'm sorry.
I guess Mega DD Doo-Doo. Okay.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, hello, Platonic Peach. Welcome. Anyways, so let's go now to your guys' second favorite.
Ooh, that's a great screen name.
Of the TV series and TV specials. So same question as before, just now, what is your second favorite, your pros, and whatever else you like to talk about it? Starting again with Andre, please.
Okay. Second, it's no surprise, is really Werewolf by Night. It's my second favorite. Just like I say from Cyber, and then from the other guests mentioned before, Werewolf by Night was so different. Like it was fresh to see. This was the second project we got from Marvel that tackled horror. Because that year we had Doctor Strange 2, the Multiverse of Madness, and that movie did a good job of doing horror, but I think Werewolf by Night did it successfully better. I think Michael Giacchino did such a good job of, like, it wasn't a superhero movie. It wasn't a superhero movie or a special presentation. It was truly a horror product, and you felt that, with the universal black and white style. Even the mythos of the bounty hunters of monsters is like, oh yeah, we're in horror territory, yeah. And the performances of Diego, who played Werewolf by Night, he was awesome. I really love him as an actor, and I think he did such a good job bringing that character Werewolf by Night. I mean, Man Thing was great. I love the practical / CGI combination. I think they did such a good job of it, and I also want to give a shout out to the Bloodstone actress.
Yes.
I thought she was really great. She's one of my favorite actresses. She's from the famous
Laura Donnelly.
Yes, thank you, Laura Donnelly. She was great. I thought she was another key factor of what made this successful, because she had good chemistry with Diego when they were together, and I like how she is this outsider just like him, but in different ways, and she has to accept that all monsters are not bad, they're good, and I like how they were not preachy about it. They were like, okay, there's good monsters and there are bad monsters, and I thought that they did it such a good way with her arc, and everything about this Werewolf by Night was great. Pros, I have to say, was just how the pacing. My pros for this was the pacing. I think the pacing was so good. Because there's an issue with all the Phase 4 stuff is that it's too short, it's too long. Here, the special presentations, particularly Werewolf by Night, was very, how you say it, window of like, okay, what we need to inform the audience. When is the intense slash action scenes are going to come up? When we need to hit the emotional hit, like that's what was important, which something that's been lacking. Like Love and Thunder was just too jokey, and then you got Wakanda Forever. I like Wakanda Forever, but I think it was a little too heavy in the drama, and I think some people kind of were disconnected. Here, like you were connected through and through with Werewolf by Night, and I think that's one of the inside. It's at my second favorite. So that's it.
Excellent. Thank you, Andrew. Matt, same question, sir. Second favorite.
Okay, can I use Hawkeye? Is that included?
No.
So Hawkeye is 2021.
Why did you like Hawkeye so much? You would have
Mate-
carried over?
No, I thought I'd try. Some of it was in 2022, I think, but
Oh
we'll,
man,
we'll
you're
move on.
Matthew, you're a slick motherfucker, bro.
I thought I'd try. I thought I'd just push the envelope. It's what we do down under here. We like to just push the envelope and see how it goes.
Obviously,
Look-
folks out there, Cyber, you know that Matthew has mastered the pull the condom off and throw it against the wall right before sex tactic. He's got that locked down.
Look, I think then my second favorite, I think, would have to be Miss Marvel. I think that definitely the best shot, definitely the best looking. Again, I think that it was. We can go that first Muslim actor, but nothing like that. I think it was just the most engaging. I found that I was probably, apart from the two that I gave a dead heat for first and second, because I could have very easily just said I'll give Werewolf by Night my second, but we'll go with Miss Marvel just because I was engaged. And when we get to the worst, I think that's what I think this phase has lacked a bit for me, is just that I haven't really been that engaged in it, to be honest. Like I've sort of flitted in and out of a lot of them. I haven't seen all of them all the way through, but Miss Marvel, I made it all the way through, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I thought she's great, and I'm actually looking forward to seeing what they do with her moving forward. I think she's a real superstar. But other than that, I think that it was just, again, beautifully shot, beautifully directed, really well acted, and it just kept me engaged the whole way through. And as I said before, I'm struggling at the moment with the MCU with that engagement, so it was pretty easy to go Miss Marvel for me.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. Jasmine, same question.
All right. Well, I would have to go Werewolf by Night for me, mostly just due to the fact that Werewolf by Night did something that I wasn't expecting, and that was exceeding my expectations. Because when it came to that, the trailers gave very much like Blade, like a Blade trailer from the early 2000s. And so I was very hyped for it, but I also felt the worry of the Disney brand weighing it down. So when it exceeded my expectations, it blew me away. Because not only did they bring us the blood that we needed and the action, but they were also able to introduce compelling characters and make you hate certain ones and root for their demise in a small amount of time, though it felt like in like an hour and a half. It felt like a full movie for me, and it was compelling. And that's something I feel like a lot of the shows in 2020 lacked for me once you moved away from the 2021 releases. It started to drift out a little bit and start to lose some of the fan base and myself. And that's what I loved about this feature-length film. It was, I mean, the way that they were able to use practical effects and CGI in a way that it still felt like it was in that time frame of old black and white horror films was the best thing I've ever seen in a long time, and I loved it.
Awesome. Jeff, your second pick, sir.
I apologize. I was fucking around with all this new StreamYard stuff and whatnot. It's all very interesting. Matthew, have you gotten a chance to take a look at what I was telling you about?
No, I haven't yet, mate. It's on my list of 10,000 things to do.
It's interesting. And I gotta hook Cyber up so he can go check it out himself. But no, I just want to I want to connect it really quick and just shout out to Joss and Platonic Peach. That is a great screen name. I'm telling you right now, I really appreciate good screen names. Hey, that's a dope screen name. I'm telling you that is perfect. That'd be perfect for a podcast title. It would. But Cyber, definitely, sir. I think we're probably going to end up having to review Dungeons and Dragons. It's probably going to have to happen. Why not? I just started a brand new meetup nerd geek friendship networking social group, meetup group down here in Southwest Florida. And we have our first event on the 13th of this month. We're going to see The Lord of the Rings, The Return of the King, baby, on a Thursday night showing. It's a classic film that they're playing and whatnot. And that's our first event. We're going to go watch it together. So that's right, folks. I like to organize meetup groups. Can you believe that shit? I've got 3 of them. My second one is called Stoners Unite of Southwest Florida. So anyways, but shout out to you, Jocelyn. What we talked about that even involved sex, I have no idea. But way to throw that in there. Love it. And besides that, you guys are. I'm loving everybody's picks, man. I really am. I mean, you guys are all. It seems like we really liked a lot of the same stuff, right? We did. Now, as much as I like diversity of opinion and whatnot with this stuff, and see some difference in opinions, it's also nice to see us being right around the same range with our picks as far as what we really did like. I think everybody's made great comments as far as what Andre said about Werewolf by Night. I think that Werewolf by Night was 53 minutes long. Without the credits, I think it was 48 minutes, 49 minutes long. Less than 50 minutes, right? Me and Cyber talked about this. That is so compact, right? That's like a Disney Plus episode. It's like a long Disney Plus episode, right? And they managed to knock that bitch out and knock it out of the park like that, right? Fucking A. So that's why my number 2. Are you kidding me? That's tough to not pick that over Miss Marvel. It really is. But I guess my expectations were higher for by Night. They were. I anticipated it to be at least solid, right? I didn't know what to expect, but what they gave us, oh fuck, man! Are you kidding me? Blew me the fuck away. I never expected it out of any. The way things were going in Phase 4 for them to fucking drop that on us to close it out. I was like, what the fuck? Seriously? You had to save this for now? It just was weird. It was you know what I mean? I almost feel like it took away from how good it was.
This was between She-Hulk, and this is before Black
I know.
Panther came out. So yeah,
I know. There's probably a lot of people who didn't even watch it, to tell you the truth, and have no idea how good it was, unfortunately. And it was really that damn good. Cyber and I have had conversations about this privately and whatnot and everything for a minute. Just talking about all the different aspects of it that's so unique, so well done. But the casting, unbelievable casting. And that Elsa Bloodstone character is going to be an integral part of the Midnight Suns, right? That part, that wing of the MCU when they finally get to it, hopefully soon.
Elsa Bloodstone.
Elsa Bloodstone. Yep.
Yes, Bloodstone,
Yep. She'll be in Blade, right? She will be. You'll see her in Blade. Her family and everything and whatnot. They've been hunting vampires. God bless you, Cyber. They've been hunting vampires, and they've been a part of the whole occult scene for centuries, right? So there's no way that they're not going to have her involved. And you're right. That actress killed it. Killed that role in that movie, Andres. She just absolutely killed it, right? But everybody did. They all were. They were all great. And you're right. The humor was perfect. So well done. I don't know who the hell actually directed that, but whoever directed that, right, and wrote that did a great job. And I'll pull it up. But seriously, because like you said, look, the Love and Thunder humor compared to their humor aren't even on the same page. And that's it. Werewolf by Night is a straight 10 for 10. I don't give a fuck. I don't care how many times you watch it. It is a 10.
Yep.
Agreed. Definitely. All right, so that brings me to me. My second pick is Moon Knight.
Wow.
I absolutely love Moon Knight. I think it's freaking fantastic. I am a huge Oscar Isaac fan, so no matter what he's in, it could be the biggest bomb of the film. I'm gonna love it because he is a fantastic actor. Now he's been in a couple films that I think are that people love, but I hate. But I absolutely love Moon Knight. And I thought that he did a great job of bringing that to life. I love the look of Moon Knight in the film. I think they did a great job CGI, graphic-wise. I thought it looked beautiful. Yes, I do agree. I wish it had been more graphic. It had been more like the comics, most definitely. But with what they did with it, I thought they did a good job of bringing the story to us for the Marvel Universe. And most definitely they could improve on it. But overall, I think it was a really solid TV show that I found very interesting. I only found probably maybe one of the episodes I thought a little slow, but the rest of it I just loved. I loved the whole concept. I love Kanju. I thought he was fantastic, being voiced by Abraham. Not what's his name from Amadeus. F. Murray Abraham. Yeah, F. Murray Abraham. He did a great. I love his voice as Kanju. It's fantastic. I thought the gal that played kind of the lover character, the love interest, I thought she was really good, and I just thought overall it was just a really well done TV series, and I just enjoyed it. I would have made it my number one, but Werewolf by Night inched it out by a little bit, just because of Man Thing for me. But yeah, I thought Moon Knight was fantastic, and I put it at number 2. All right.
And that would be that would be, sir, the actress you're talking about, of course, would be May Calamay.
Yep. She was good.
The character's name is Layla in the show. That's
yes,
the character she's playing. Yeah.
Most definitely.
Yeah.
Most definitely. All right. So that brings us to our third pick of the 5 specials, the 5 shows that we saw last year. So, same thing. Go around the table, tell your pros and cons, and why you like it at your number 3rd spot. And how about this time we start with you, Jeff, and we'll go around the table that way.
Woo! I get to go first, Cyber.
Yeah.
You never let me go first. You never do.
I'm feeling kind right now.
No, you know what? I actually, you know what? I think it's a strategic thing. I think Cyber always, for the most part, likes to always have me come in at the end, or towards the end, because how much I talk, and because I usually drop, I round out the panel pretty well at that spot. But either way, because I drop so much hardcore shit, baby, so many bombs. You throw me first, baby. You know what I'm saying? Good luck, right? It's like Larry Bird when he came in to the first 3-point contest he ever did. He was like, okay, I just want to know who's going to come in second, motherfucker. Right? Well, there you go. Anyways, no. So, number 3, of course, I'm going to be going with, I Am Groot. No, I'm just joking. I'm not. I'm putting her out there right now. Anybody who did not watch I Am Groot, you get an automatic exemption, and you are allowed to, just say whatever you want to say about it and think whatever. Right? However, I'm going to go with probably number 3. Wow, shit gets thin really quick, man. After fucking Miss Marvel and Werewolf by Night, bro, shit gets steep. It's a big drop. Can I bring WandaVision back into this bitch? Can I just pay for it? Like,
no way, I couldn't bring Hawkeye back. So
wait a
fuck
minute.
off.
No.
Wait a minute. What if I cash app? What if I cash app you $17.50, bruh?
No, we're in 2022. We're not in 2021.
God damn it. I want to relive WandaVision and Falcon Winter Soldier, man, and Loki and shit. Fuck. Anyways, all right. Well, number 3, I guess I'm going to go with tough. I'm going to go with the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. And the reason I'm going to go with it is because it wasn't so much that this is one of those things where it wasn't so much that I really cared heavily or was very heavily entertained by some aspects of it while watching it. It was that the concept of it itself, the premise of it, as Andres mentioned, how it connected to him emotionally. The fact that, again, other than Hawkeye, it was a holiday in infused type, release, right? That the vibe to it and whatnot and everything. I like seeing them to do stuff like that, Marvel, right? It's nice of them being able to like have the ability to do that now. And it definitely adds something to Hawkeye, and it definitely adds something to the Guardians of the Christmas special. And hey, man, like in the trailer, see that they actually got fucking Kevin Bacon. Like, you know what I'm saying? Up in that bitch. Like, I'm sorry, but just that alone, I mean, like, made it dope. Like, you're dope. You're already dope at that point, right? Just as dope as the echo that I'm hearing right now from somewhere. Anyways, no, but no, it was lighthearted at times. It was a little lighthearted. And I would have liked to have maybe seen more of some of the other Guardians. Like I would have rather seen more Rocket, right? Maybe, and more Quill, and more Nebula. I love Nebula, right? And I felt like Nebula barely even got any like any scene time at all in that thing. But I gotta admit, the Mantis Drax fucking team up worked, right? It did. They worked. And as far as Mantis goes, what I wanted to show you really quick and whatnot earlier, Cyber, was basically just the fact that, and Jasmine, you may know a little bit about this already. What we saw when we watched that, Cyber, and we had some questions about the whole fact that she was actually throwing down hand-to-hand combat wise and whatnot, and like stomping the cops and whatnot in that at points, and we hadn't really seen her do all that before. Well, in the comics, she's not just an empath. She actually has telepathy. She's not just she doesn't just have empathy. She has telepathy. She has astral projection, which is massive. That's a massive power to be able to have, right? The ability to travel in space, and protect her body and travel interplanetary distances. Not even as herself, but just projecting like her own extended image, I guess. It's hard to explain, but she also possesses the ability to control the vegetation within her vicinity. She has pyrokinesis. She's a precog, right? She has superhuman durability. That's why she was bouncing off cars and shit and all that crap. She has regeneration, so she's got a healing factor. And she's a master martial artist. Like, she has extraordinary ability in the martial arts. There you go, folks. That is why Mantis was killing it and like beating ass, right? And all of a sudden looked so fucking like capable combat wise in that shit. That's why. In the comics, she's no joke, right? But I think that they just for introducing her into the MCU and then the roles they wanted her to play in Infinity War, they wanted to limit her powers a little bit at first, I think. But I wouldn't be surprised if they keep Mantis around after Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. I would not be surprised if she sticks around. I would not. No, that's my number 3. Very lighthearted. The band that plays the song, and then the song at the end was really good. I forget the name, Cyber, but it was really good. That band. The fucking the alien mutant motherfuckers that were the band were funny as shit too. Right? And the whole Kevin Bacon shit, running around chasing Kevin Bacon and all that crap and whatnot. Kevin Bacon comes to freaking what's it called?
Nowhere,
right? Like, come on, man. I can't. Can you imagine what Kevin Bacon said when, like, you think Kevin Feige called Kevin Bacon himself and was like, "Yo, Kevin, how you doing, man? Do you want to come fucking jam out and be in Guardians of the Galaxy holiday special and shit?" I mean, I think about that kind of stuff. I'm like, I wonder how that conversation went. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got to say.
Excellent. Thank you, sir. Jasmine, same question.
All right. So my third would have to be Moon Knight. And that has to do with the fact that the way they were able to tackle DID, dissociative identity disorder, within the show was amazing. As someone who lives with DID, it was nice to see that in there. And I know it was quite controversial with the whole him being Jewish and taking off the yarmulke and throwing it on the ground with certain fan bases, but it did show me a lot of the character that I didn't really know as a new reader of comics. So they did enough with this show to entice me to read the comic books. And that's what I've been doing. So, like, I think it's at my number 3 because of that. It was definitely something that was good enough to pull me into the comic book universe for another character, kind of like Iron Man did for me. And I think that's kind of what we need when it comes to the MCU, is to grab more fans that don't know particular characters and introduce them in a way that's unique and different for them. I did think that they did a great job at the avatars and the blackouts and just the overall theme of the show. They did a really good job, and the action scenes were quite well done as well. So that's my number 3.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. Moving on to Mr. Matt. Same question, sir. You're number 3rd.
Okay, well, this is going to be my number 4 because I had a dead heat at 1. I fucked it from the start. So this is my number 4. And it's She-Hulk. Look, and I didn't mind She-Hulk, but and I appreciate what Jasmine said earlier, and it felt actually like the only real comic book adaptation where it actually felt like it was a comic book. And I think for me, I think the MCU is either taking themselves a little too seriously, or we go the other end and we get Thor: Love and Thunder, right? So I think that this is what I really liked, or the thing that I really did like about She-Hulk, that it did feel like it was comic book. It didn't take itself overly too serious. I love Abomination. I think that they should do way more with him. I think that, again, I was struggling with engagement with it, and that's why when I get to my last one, it's quite obvious what it is now. But it's still, I like that we broke the fourth wall. I like there were certain elements of it that just were different again from what they'd done in the past. But it's hard for me to rate it any higher than that. I think that the other 3 that I've put above it, I feel are much better. And I think that this and what will become my last, for the similar reasons of engagement, that it didn't quite grab me. While there were bits of it every now and again, I went, wow, that's pretty cool. It didn't hold me for the whole time. So it's She-Hulk for me at number 4 because I'm screwing things up.
All right, Mr. 4, you are quoted. He's number 4, people. Number 4. Anyways, great. Thank you, sir. That was fantastic. Going on to Andres. You're number 3, sir.
Okay. I'm excited for this one. Number 3 is Miss Marvel. I mean, this is my favorite of the Disney Plus shows. It's if we took away the special presentations, this is my number 1 of the Disney Plus shows of 2022. As everyone has been mentioned, like Matt, I say Jasmine and Jeff, like it's like grabbing the non-comic books or pre-existing comic fans to this one particular character, but it has to be the actor. And I think Miss Marvel, the actress, Vivian Ainley, she was the RAD of this year, just like Florence Pugh from Black Widow as Elena, or Haley Steinfeld from Hawkeye. Like, she was the MVP of this year of new talent, bringing, like, for me to bring this character that I like. I actually read the comics and I thought she was pitch perfect as Kamala Khan as Miss Marvel. I think she was the highlight of the show. She was the lead, leader / star of the show, and I think they nailed that. And I'm excited for her to come back in the Marvels. I just wish people saw this, but whatever. Pros. It was taking a culture that I wasn't familiar, like particularly the Pakistan culture. I really like how the show like explored and like taught us about their culture. Like there's separation, the holidays they took, Like I really appreciate they went all like down and gritty to take us to Kamala's like culture and like in depth. Like I appreciate the flashback of the what was it, the I forgot the event that they go that is actually real. I like that like little detail of like I actually like uh revisit revision history, and I thought that they did a good job with that. So yeah, this is my third. I thought this was the best. It had a lot of heart. That's something I feel like a lot of the Disney slash Phase 4 projects lack was heart, and this show had like a lot of heart, and I appreciate that. No matter the flaws of like the villains or like the finale, I thought this show had a lot of heart, and that was good. And that's all I need in my show is a heart, and that you care about this character slash show in general. That's it.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you, sir. All right. So, on to me. So, my number third is going to be the Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special. So, I put this at number 3, so the fact that I just really enjoyed the holiday special a little bit more than the other two that are on my list, and I definitely have to agree with the Mantis aspect. I absolutely think she was amazing, awesome. I love Palm Clenteep. I think she's a fantastic actress. I absolutely find her hilarious. I love her as Mantis because she's very clueless, and I love how she brings that and gives us kind of that type of attitude and stuff, and how she is, and like to me, like a praying mantis, which is mantis, the name kind of makes me think of praying mantis, wouldn't be a very smart creature because they're an insect. So her playing that character like that, kind of being a little dumber, that makes me think of a praying mantis. So I think she does that really well. But at the same time, the special was just so fun and so good. It had great music. It had a great story. I loved Kevin Bacon in it. I think he was a absolute amazing adding to this special, giving us this hilarious little side joke that because Star-Lord absolutely loves Kevin Bacon, because of Footloose and stuff like that, that they go and decide we're gonna steal Kevin Bacon for him. And he's like, did you actually go steal Kevin Bacon from me? Like, are you guys serious? You just stole a person. And yeah, definitely Mantis and Drax, that whole thing worked out really well. It was super funny. Absolutely loved that. I think that was fantastic. And, I think Batista as Drax, I know he says that he hates kind of the direction they took him in, making him more like a buffoon, but I think he plays him to the T. He absolutely plays him perfect. And I think that it's very similar to what he is like in the comics. I mean, yes, in the comics, he's a little more, I feel, reserved. He's not as stupid, and he definitely is more like menacing and fearing. But at the same time, I think how Batista portrays him is absolutely fantastic and fun. So I absolutely just love those characters anyways. So I know them coming into the special, I was going to enjoy them anyways. But the whole concept, I thought it really ran very well. I liked how it was very smooth. And I thought it was just a really good addition, for the Guardians franchise. And, giving us that little bit more of the Guardians before getting Volume 3, which was, supposed to be the last outing of this group of Guardians, was nice to get, so that we have more to watch of them. So that's why I put that one number 3. I think it was a solid other special that they put up that was really well done. All right. So that brings us to number 4 for everyone else besides Matt, because he already told us this number 4. So when it comes around to Mr. Matt, it'll be his worst of the TV series and TV specials. So, same thing. Going to go around the table. Same question. What is coming in at number 4 for you guys? Pros and cons, all that good stuff. Anything you like to say about it? And just, we'll go off from there. So, this time we'll start with you again, Andre, and go around the table.
Okay, awesome. Yep. My number 4 is Moon Knight. I think Moon Knight was a good show. I really like it. I mean, I love Oscar Isaac as a character, as an actor. I love his performance as the scientist from Ex Machina, the Alice Garden film from 2015. yeah, I was so excited that he was coming back, like he was coming into the MCU because he already tried, the superhero thing with Apocalypse, of course, with X-Men Apocalypse, which we all know what happened to it. So, but he wasn't he wasn't the worst thing about that movie, but whatever. Yeah, so I was excited for that, and Ethan Hawke, like, come on, like I was so excited to see Ethan Hawke in the MCU, and I gotta say, him and Isaac were the best team of the show. They performed like this was the best like villain hero relationship we got. I thought they were really great and they were very committed to the show. Same thing with the actress who played Layla. I thought she was really great. I love Khonshu. I mean, come on, he was so funny, and every time he came out talking to the two uh, personalities from of Mark and or Dan. It's been a while remembering these names. Oh my god, but yeah, yeah. Pros. I think I not being violent. I think they did a good job of toning it. I like how like it was like a psychological kind of show. Like it was sort of like it reminded me like Split or Glass. Those Unbreakable in that way, and I think that was a kind of cool feel. um, the cons for me, like the reason this is low, for me it was just a lot of people brought this up was the finale. Like it, I think it crammed too many storylines. I think the finale went too much of like the big scope, like big battle. Like why? Like we don't need that. I was so surprised they did that here. Um, and it's not the worst thing. Like I think the worst thing was like Black Widow, whatnot. But I thought that was like a huge detriment, and I I just thought it just made me didn't like the show. Yeah,
Nobody talk shit about Black Widow, bruh.
hey, I like Black Widow. It's like my second favorite of the Phase 4 stuff, but whatever. Anyway, we'll discuss that next Friday. Anyway, um, sorry, huge fan of Scarlett Johansson. I'm not letting anyone making fun of that movie. Anyway,
I know.
yeah, so yeah, I hope we get like a second season or like a movie for Moon Knight. I, to like improve things. Like I do want to see Steven, the third personality that we saw towards the end. I like I and like see more like violent, like or like be more like Werewolf by Night. I think Werewolf by Night was what Moon Knight should have been. I think like a non-traditional superhero thing, but we'll see. But overall, it's not my number 4, so that's it.
Excellent, sir. Thank you. All right. So we're coming up to Matt, who is going to be giving us his worst of the TV series slash TV specials. And go right ahead.
Okay, for me, it's Moon Knight. I didn't like Moon Knight at all. Sorry, Cyber. I struggled to get into it. I fell asleep in the 6 episodes. Every single episode, I fell asleep in some part of it. I don't know. It just did not grab me. I didn't. I found, and I really like Oscar Isaac as well, and I like Ethan Hunt as well, and I was actually really excited to watch this, but just for some reason, it didn't get me. I was not invested in it at all. And to be honest, I don't think I couldn't say that I watched the whole season because I probably fell asleep in every episode for some amount of time. And, that might not be watching it because I'm not like Jeff. I don't stay up till 4 a.m. every day. So this might have been, I might have snuck something in at 10 a.m. in the morning to try and watch it. It still made me fall asleep. Look, I agree though. I would like to see, I'd give it another go, and I probably do need to revisit it. Maybe I was not in the right frame of mind to accept it for what it was. And maybe the second season might spark me to watch something again if there's going to be one. And in saying that, I probably will revisit it because I'm not the kind of guy that will go, look, that shit, when obviously a lot of people say that it's great. So, but for me, it's out of the 5. It was pretty easy for me to put that at 5, and it's essentially just because I slept through a lot of it. So that's it.
Okie dokie. Artichoke. Everyone has their own opinion. It's all good. And, it's just what it is.
Yeah. My apologies.
No apologies necessary, sir. It's your opinion.
Matt, you and I have it fourth, so you're not alone at this. So yeah, so don't be worried about it. Like I'm in the boat as well. So
I'm all good.
Yeah.
We'll die together.
Yes, we'll die together, and we'll be resurrected by Mephisto or some crazy mad scientist.
That's it. That's it.
Hey, it's how you go about explaining why you don't like why you're ranking some shit that everybody likes at the like as your worst shit or whatever. It's how you go about it, baby. You know what I mean?
Okay, but yeah.
No, Cyber. If everybody doesn't mind, if everyone needs a chance to go to the bathroom or get a drink or anything like that, and whatnot, I'm gonna go ahead and drop the Werewolf by Night trailer really quick, which I have not seen in a long time. I haven't seen any of these trailers in a long time.
This Halloween, you can't escape the shock, the terror of Werewolf by Night.
Tonight, it is every hunter for themselves.
Good luck. I'll be rotting for you.
But one of you is a monster, masquerading as one of our own. I can't wait to find out what breed of evil you are. You wanna see this, darling?
Please don't do this. Death is coming for you!
Werewolf by Night.
Damn.
It's a good trailer.
I've got us all fucked over here right here with that. I'm telling you right now, I've really got to figure out how to use this these new layouts here on StreamYard. But it is a great trailer. It's short too, very short. It's a very short trailer, and it just I mean, just watching it, it's like, does anybody have any thoughts on it? Because I think it's just, the trailer itself is outstanding.
I mean, it was the thing that hooked me to the presentation. I was like, oh wow, I'm excited to see it.
Is it just me, or does the Elsa Bloodstone look like Jessica Jones? They look
She
like
does.
twins.
Yes.
Absolute twins.
Yeah,
I thought it was Jessica Jones. I go, how's that bitch in there now?
But what's her name? Kristen Ritter is taller.
Kristen Ritter.
She is. Yeah, she's taller than she is.
Yeah.
Yeah, but God, they look like twins.
Nah, and what's her name has darker skin too. That plays Elsa.
Laura
Donnelly. Yeah.
Laura Donnelly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. But Cyber, I believe you were pretty much hooked from the trailer from jump, right? Too.
Yep.
Yep. Now, I have Miss Marvel lined up. Is there any other specific trailer that anybody wants me to play?
Ooh.
Does anybody want to hear? Does anybody want to see Moon Knight or anything like that and whatnot? Since that seems to be one of the more popular ones. Yeah. Okay.
Just stick with Miss Marvel.
Let's stick with Miss Marvel. All right, let's do that. Let's go with Miss Marvel.
Like.
Oh, the music is fucking awesome.
Okay, so first off,
I forgot.
I just want to say, I get it.
You get what?
Ah, she's so cute.
Kamala. Another adventure shirt. Cute. She thinks I'm some kind of weirdo.
You are weirdo. Boys, excuse me.
Yeah.
Just look at how it's
You're kind of
framed
bullshit.
on the screen. I love it.
But you're staring out the window in your little fantasy land. Kamala, hey, already? Really? Come on, like.
Do I have to figure out my whole future before lunch, or is there maybe they're right? I spend too much time in Fantasyland.
That is not you.
It's not really the brown girls from Jersey City who save the world. That's a fantasy too.
Did something happen to you?
No, why? Did you hear something?
Kamala?
What does it feel like?
Cosmic. I always thought I wanted this kind of life, but I never imagined any of this.
Do you know what you are?
I'm a superhero.
I love it. I love it. That shot is so great. I love that shot.
Because that shot is directly from the comics. So that's the deal about that show. Like they took the issues of the names of the issues from the comic run to the episodes titles, and then I love how each shot were directly reference or homage from the comics. So that was something I liked about the show. And of course, I love Blind of the Lights by The Weeknd. They're my favorite band.
I love how I bought the fucking poster of that shot thinking it was gonna be so dope and shit and whatnot. But then like the way it looks on with my Logitech Brio, the way my lighting is with my lighting and shit, you can't even fucking make out what's even on there. You know? It's like when you don't have a penis and like you look at a dude, there's no penis.
Really? Come on.
Yeah. Anyways, no, but Cyber, I forgot about like the music of that trailer. I forgot how it looked. I forgot how they framed it. That was great, man. Like that was really nice to revisit that, wasn't it?
It's an okay trailer.
I mean, I love it. I just think it's really peppy and like, Jasmine, don't you think that, I mean, for me, I'm not trying to go back in time, but just real quick, considering, that we are potentially going to get the Young Avengers, we are going to get the Young Avengers here soon. I think for me, it gives me a little bit of hope that they went with the Miss Marvel series. We knew it was going to be orientated towards a younger audience, right? And they did a great job with it.
It was very Disney Channel, and I think that's kind of where they were going with it. And I'm not talking about as in a bad thing. I'm referring to Disney Channel from like Lizzie McGuire age. That's the Raven age of television, which was considered the prime of Disney Channel. So like it was very much prime television when it comes to reaching out to a younger audience, which I actually think it exceeded.
Yeah, I agree. I mean,
I thought you were talking about that the Disney stuff with like the Kevin Spacey type action.
What are you talking about? Why is Kevin Spacey in this conversation? Hell no! You should never, ever pardon my French. Fucking Kevin Spacey in this conversation.
He's uncancelled now. It's okay. He's uncancelled.
Oh my god, cancel.
Hey, everyone deserves redemption, baby.
Hell no.
No.
Hey, look at what Woody Allen did and shit and whatnot. People treat him like he's a fucking god.
No.
Well, I hope he drops the soap. They treat him like he's a god.
I think we got the Curse of the She-Hulk going on right now with some audio going on here. But anyways, Cyber, my friend, now that we had that little trailer break, would you like to go back to the rating?
Yeah, let's go back to what we were doing. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
All right. So Jasmine, your number 4, please.
All right, my number 4 would be Miss Marvel. and that would be just due to the fact that the TV show, though I initially was introduced to the character due to the Marvel's Avengers game, which was a piece of crap, but it did introduce me to Miss Marvel, and I did have my qualms with the fact that they changed their powers, but the show utilized that change in a good way, and it successfully brought me around to enjoying the powers and being very pissed off that there wasn't a universe where she had them in the comics. So it's one of those things where now that's what I see when I read the comics is I see her crystallized powers, and I'm mad that it's not a real thing because they did such a good job at it and making it so unique and so awesome. And now it's something I see when I see her, and it's just like, but yeah, I definitely would put Miss Marvel there because they did such a good job. And like I said, they put her show in a very younger lane of Marvel. And it brought me back to my childhood of watching Disney Channel and just kept me very entertained. And also, yes, it had its issues with little things here and there that they changed that I felt were kind of bad, but the overall arc and story surpassed that to the point where I didn't really care.
Okie dokie. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. All right. Anyways, Jeff, your number 4, sir, please.
Number 4. Can it be the Fantastic Four?
No, because that hasn't come out yet, sir.
Oh man, can you imagine how different Phase 4 would have been if fucking Fantastic Four would have came out? Man,
totally.
That would, that would have really changed the game. But either way, no. My number 4, is going to be Brie Larson, Captain Brie, herself. Right? No, I'm just kidding. Just joking, folks. I apologize. Technical difficulties. But no. Can I put Andor into this or?
Can you what?
Andor. Can I slip Andor in?
No, you can't slip Andor. That's Star Wars. It's not MCU.
Ah, man. Damn it. Anyways, fuck. I was
like
Mandalorian.
Trying to slip in a sex toy during intercourse just because he finished already.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever that. Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know what that is, but that's good.
Just say what's your 4th, buddy. Tell me.
My 4th. You're curious. Okay.
Yeah,
as if it's not hard to figure out what else there is to pick from what we have left. So number 4, I probably would go with Moon Knight. Because again, I thought Moon Knight from episode 1 through 3 was strong. I did. I thought it was strong. I thought it was all right. I was happy with it. Khonshu, like Cyber said, was fucking great. Right? He was absolutely fucking great in the series. I thought that he really added something every episode. Every time he'd come in, he just really had an impact in his short scenes. I love secondary characters like that. They can come in and just have those short scenes, right, or whatever, right, and and have that kind of impact, especially when they're let's say an entity that other people can't even see, right? But Mark, obviously, when it comes to what happened after episode 3, and again, hats off to what is the gentleman's name that actually voiced Khonshu? He was geez, why do I have a hard time with this? This is driving crazy.
Abraham. It's Abraham.
Oh, it's okay. It's the Abraham guy. All right, yeah. So
F. Murray Abraham.
F. Murray Abraham, yes, played Khonshu. He was great. No, and May Calumet, I thought so far in the first couple episodes, I thought she was all right as Layla, then Scarlet Scarab in the shithouse finale. But Ethan Hawke. Now I will say this. This is one of those things where now I'm gonna put Moon Knight at 4, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I honestly think that I think that the series sucked. I did after episode 3. I think episodes 4 through 6 just sucked dick completely. Like they got worse and worse and worse. Then the finale was just garbage. When they decided to just lose Khonshu completely from the episodes, and then there was no more Moon Knight anymore, and it became pure, mental health, psychological thriller type shit, I don't even know, what direction they were trying to go there at the end. I wanted to see Moon Knight in costume more, having more action, fighting more, doing more hand-to-hand combat, right? Actually showing, using weapons. You know what I'm saying? In the comics, he has similar to Batman, he has his own little throwing dagger type weapons that he throws and shit like that and whatnot. He's not at Daredevil or Bullseye scale, but he's known to be very accurate with projectile weapons with his hands. You know what I'm saying? He's known to throw a knife at somebody and kill somebody with it. He's got that kind of ability. Basically, Oscar Isaac was great in the series. His acting was outstanding. And, Ethan Hawke as Arthur Harrow was a great villain. He really was. I'm not mentioning him. I'm not mentioning anything with him, with what my issues were with the series. The way that they used him in that series and how he played his character was fucking great, man. Literally just as good as Oscar Isaac, I think. Same level, if not better. I think that he's going to go down in history as one of the most underappreciated villains in any of the Marvel stuff altogether. Probably he was that good, I think. And there you go. Other than that, like I said, I think the finale was a goddamn clown world shit show. Right? For a minute the show had some dope energy going, some energy, some Indiana Jones vibe going to whatnot. I thought it was okay. Then all of a sudden it went into some straight up fucking crackhead, I don't even know. Clown world, I don't even know. Just it went. I did not like the where things went from episodes 4 through 6. Basically, I feel again with the comic book accuracy, Werewolf by Night, they gave us some serious violence. There was blood, right? That we saw some gore almost, like there was some savagery. With Moon Knight, I'm not saying that Moon Knight is a Punisher type character in the comics, but Moon Knight is known for being graphic, right? He's not the type that's going to be bedding chicks all left and right, like Daredevil or whatever, or that kind of stuff. And even Frank Castle will do that sometimes. But he's known for doling out physical violence against people. He will just kill somebody, right? He will just beat you right to a pulp in the comics occasionally. If you deserve it, if you deserve it, that's what he does. And so it pissed me off that they gave us that one shot in the trailer where he was pounding on what we thought was Werewolf by Night, right? And that was it. That ended up being the only real graphic violent anything he did in the whole series. That's it. And that's all I have to say. Is just that I wish that, hey, you guys, a couple of you said, and Andre said, if they give us a season 2, maybe that will flip my whole mental mindset about it totally around, flip it right around.
Excellent. Thank you. All right. So my number 4 is Miss Marvel. Oh, yeah. So Miss Marvel was an okay series. I found it enjoyable. I thought it was okay. I thought Amani Ivan was decent as Miss Marvel. I liked a lot of the secondary characters. I thought it had good humor and so forth, and the story was okay. But I just didn't find it as fun as some of the other ones I put above it. I just thought it was a basic TV show with a basic premise, and I just like with what many have said about Moon Knight, I found a lot of the episodes kind of boring to an extent, and I didn't think it was as energetic as some of the previous other films or shows, I should say. But like I said, I thought majority of the people that were in it, especially Iman, I thought she was really fantastic. I loved her as Miss Marvel. I'm looking forward to seeing what she brings to the Marvels, and what she brings, how she works along with Monica Rambeau and with Captain Bree, and just see what she does for the Marvels themselves and where she brings it. I think she will do good. But yeah, I just don't think Miss Marvel was the greatest. I thought it was okay, and I put that at my number 4. All right, so that brings us to the worst of the TV shows and TV specials. So it's kind of not a. It's kind of going to be fun. We already know Matt's. So he can elaborate if he likes on his worst again if he likes, but if he has nothing else to say, we can just move on. But once again, we'll switch it around. We'll start with you, Jeff. What is your worst, sir? And take it away.
But wait a minute. Don't we have 2 more? Right?
No, it's only 5.
Is it? Okay. All right. I'm sorry. For some reason, I was thinking that the I Am Groot would make it 6.
No, I Am Groot is not considered a part of this.
Oh, it's not? Oh, man.
No.
Well, I was looking forward to hear all the shit we were going to talk about it and everything and whatnot. But that's okay.
I Am Groot was literally 6 episodes that were like 3 minutes long. It doesn't even consider 1 episode. So, yeah, I would not include that in these at all.
That's right. You know what? And
but if you want to talk about I Am Groot, feel free to talk about it. I mean, it had some cute moments. It was okay, but I don't consider it a part of the TV specials or TV series.
So basically, the episodes were about as long as 2 hours and 37 seconds longer than most dudes' nut during head, essentially, right? From what I hear these days, so good for Groot, maybe. Anyways, and yes, folks, I won't lie, I am enjoying that. I am enjoying the hell out of watching our analytics right now on YouTube live. I didn't know you could do that live. But I can actually look at our analytics right now, and I can see all of them, and it's really interesting. So isn't that cool? And I'm watching us on TV right now on Rumble. What up, Rumble? That's right. I can see you right now on the TV. Isn't that we're on TV, folks? How about that shit? Hey, Mom. Anyways, no. My number fucking worst. There's no point even giving it a number to say fucking garbage. Is obviously fucking She-Hulk. That fucking cursed She-Hulk motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you right now, that utterly, I want to thank She-Hulk. In fact, you know what? I'm glad. I think it's a positive thing that She-Hulk is my last pick, because I think She-Hulk was actually the epiphany. That was the moment where it wasn't just me individually, where I was like saying to people when I was being serious that hey, the direction that this fucking series went. And then when I actually did research, Jasmine, and like you, and actually went and read the articles and watched the interviews that all the writers did, right, with the media, the media outlets and whatnot before the show, the things they said about what their intentions were, what their premises were with the show then, and what direction they were going to go in and whatnot, especially Jessica Gao, some of the shit she said, that crazy bitch. Oh my God. She didn't hold back at all. Some of it's crazy when you watch it. It's almost hilarious. Some of the things that they said in their interviews and whatnot, and how boisterous they were about it, right? Like at one point, right? I can play it right now. Gao gets interviewed, right? And she flat out says, I had to really fight in the writer's room and everything, and fight hard to get this scene in the episode, right? And whatnot and everything. But it was worth it. You know what I'm saying, and whatnot, because I wanted it in there. It meant a lot to me and all this shit and whatnot. And what it was one of it was that fucked up, retarded She-Hulk scene where She-Hulk starts bitching, or Jennifer Lawrence starts bitching about to Mark Ruffalo, Hulk, about how because she's a woman or whatever and whatnot, she's already experienced worse shit than any super fucking hero that could even imagine, and all this shit and whatnot, and all that other bullshit. And that's what she was so proud of. That scene, the one that's ridiculed all over the internet and all over YouTube, because how stupid it was and pathetic. And it's not even in line with reality at all in terms of what women face right now, in an environment like that in reality. It's not reality. Anyone who thinks it is, they're fucking delusional. But no, I think it's great because it was an epiphany, not just to me, it was an epiphany to Disney and to Marvel Studios, because they were like, holy shit. Like, they got so much backlash from that show, man. Holy fuck, did they get backlash? Like, I mean, the fandom basically just shut down at that point. A lot of them, men and women. That's the thing. I think a lot of women were just as vocal on YouTube and whatnot as men about their how they didn't like how the men were treated and shown and displayed in the series. A lot of women made fun of it and just made jokes and made videos and just laughed about it, how fucking stupid it was at times. But the best part, though, was the fact that they did get, of course, George Costanza in the finale, right? You know, instead of Scar from the comics, we got George Costanza, right? We already had Eileen in the MCU. Now we got George. So I'm hoping that soon maybe we might get Kramer too, right? Maybe Kramer will be in Wakanda 3. I don't know. We'll have to see. He'll be the villain, right? Anyways,
I think the Seinfeld cast could be the great Fantastic Four. We need them all.
Oh yeah? Oh, you know what? Wow, Andre, that's actually really funny, dude. I never thought about that. The
I just
Seinfeld
realized
cast.
that like they're literally 4 people, and I'm like, oh wait, you could make a comedy Fantastic Four.
Who would be
Seinfeld.
the thing? Who would be the thing though? Like obviously,
Kramer's the thing.
Kramer
No.
would be the thing. Okay.
Yeah, and then George is the him and George.
What?
Mr. Fantastic is Jerry, and then Elaine is Invisible Woman.
Oh
and
my
then
God.
Doctor Doom is Newman. Come on, we're gonna get Wayne Nate in Marvel.
Oh my God, Newman is Doctor Doom. Oh my God, man, dude.
Hope there's no running races.
That sounds like some Fox casting would be like. That's how Fox would cast the role. But yeah,
no. It's the casting of the can. I don't know. You know the studio, the Canon film studios, the studios that were making I mean, they make good
RoboCop.
films. Yeah.
They made RoboCop canon. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think I've heard the name a couple times here and there. Yes, but
Yeah.
no. Overall, I mean, honestly, I'm disappointed. I am because I don't care whether I'm right on my predictions or not. Really, at the end of the day, but I called it I never wavered. I called it from jump that I thought She-Hulk would be the strongest Disney Plus series that came out this year, right? And that was when I thought we were going to get 4 of them, not 3. I did, right? Because back then we were going to get 4, not 3. Even back then. So I thought it was going to be the strongest one. I was like, you know what? This combination of like She-Hulk with her Hulk abilities and whatnot and the action, right? And then you throw in the legal comedy aspect that Kevin Feige was touting and saying that was going to be the premise, was a legal dramedy kind of type deal. I'm like, that could work. And then when they signed Maslany to play Jennifer Lawrence She-Hulk, I was like, fuck. Like, damn. Like, they killed it with this one. But hey, props to her. She did a good job too. So that's all I'll say, is that she did a good job. Overall, regardless of what she said, anybody said, or whatever, the politics or whatever, overall, I thought she did a good job playing her character. Right? But it's not cool that Daredevil had to do the walk of shame and shit, though. Right? That was not cool. I'm not down with that.
All right. Thank you, sir. All right. Jasmine, your worst of the TV series, TV specials.
I guess for me, it would have to be Moon Knight, just due to the fact that the finale was so bad. Because they continue to do what the movies do, which is go for this big spectacular ending, which wasn't needed. They continue to keep doing it, and they keep trying to go by this like MCU formula, which is so annoying. It gets old. But they were basically doing what the fan base asked when they had some issues with the Phase 4 films. They needed. That's what they were saying with some of the movies. They wanted a little bit more action. Da 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 da. So I guess they were trying to do it, but they did it in a really bad way, and it was executed poorly. And that was just something with such a great plot, they really didn't need to go that route. Just in general, and it just felt like for a show that's diving you into this Egyptian world, they failed to execute that with really having you lose yourself in it, because there are points in it where you can lose concentration and get a little bored or pulled away. And that's hence why when I read the comics, I saw where they were trying to go with it, but the way they went about it, epic fail.
Excellent. Thank you, Jasmine. All right. Matt, did you have anything else you'd like to say about your worst, sir?
We all know it's Moon Knight, snore. That's it. I can't add any more. I'm with you, Jazz.
All right. Thank you. All right. So that brings us to Mr. Andre. Your worst, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. So Jeff, you and I are the same. My last is She-Hulk. So, to take the conversation different, like the reason it's my last and worst, but look, it's not the worst thing that the MCU did in the whole Phase 4. Like my least and worst thing in Phase 4 is Thor: Love and Thunder. So this is just I consider She-Hulk the worst thing in terms of Disney Plus shows, but look, I love Tatiana Maslany. She was a great casting for Jennifer Walters. I think she was the best thing about this show. That's the pro. I think she and a couple of the cast members were great. I think I love her since Orphan Black, her lead show from BBC America, and I thought she was a great casting. I think she delivered everything. But my issue with this show, this is the con, was just how like unfocused slash just not committed to its particular premise. Like, okay, like I liked, like as Jeff mentioned about how Kevin was talking about this kind of like Alec was the what's the show, like Ally McBeal, like comedy drama courtroom drama like show, like okay, I like that. All right, if you want, and then it seems like the showrunners wanted to do more like relationship, like dealing more of like women's like issues. Like that's fine. I like that. Like go and do that. But you have these two opposite premise or like ideas that these people have. Do not mix them up because then you're gonna have this very convoluted, unsatisfied kind of show. It is like the first like oh my god, like the first episode was really like it didn't hook me, like as Matt said before, like if you were like snoozing around or like you like it didn't advertise you, like that first episode is this great example of a Disney Plus show that gravitates you to this show. But my god, I love episode 2 3, yeah, like episode 2 3 with the Abomination and Juan, like was really great. That got me into the show. And then I think was it like 5, like 5 and 6 was okay. I think 5 to 7 was like really weak, like because it was like they totally forgot about the whole like you had the side characters doing court drama, but then you wanted Jennifer Walters do it. And it's like, okay, just pick your thing. And I felt like I get the breaking of fourth wall is from the comics, but I felt like it was a little awkward in the show. Like not like it's yes, it's from the comics, but you have to think, is it appropriate for this adaptation of your show? Like there's a reason why you change things from the comics into to movies and TV. Like I like look, Superman the movie, like Richard Donner changed the idea that oh the S is from his home planet. Okay, that's such a great change. You know, and then that like he completely changed the Fortress of Solitude of it being like it's actually part of his home planet. Like that was such a great change from the comics. Here, I feel like some of the changes they did was like kind of confusing, and so I didn't get why. But yeah, like I like if you're trying to attempt to build up this like villain plot, like why do you need this? Like I get they were trying to break into the front wall, but like why do this villain plot? Like so much build up and hype, like because people were so excited because we didn't know at the time that the leader was coming back, but he was going to come back in Captain America, you know, New World Order. And it's like, okay, because the intelligence group, whatever, like Tom, that group of awful man, like that was such a waste opportunity. Like it was like this whole show is a wasted opportunity of ideas that they couldn't like expand in the MCU in general in Phase 5 and 6, and they didn't do that. So I appreciate that they were like comic accurate with Jennifer Walters like being cousin of Hulk. Like I was happy about that. I like the chemistry between her and Mark Ruffalo. Like I thought Mark Ruffalo's performance was better than Endgame / Infinity War, but that's not saying much. I still don't like this comedic like turn of the Hulk like at all. Like come on, we need to bring back the 2008 like or the first Avengers Hulk. Like that was my favorite version of Hulk. Come on, and it is frustrating me. Like, oh, I'm a Hulk fan, and like I just want a decent Hulk content, and this is what you give me. So, so that's why it's my last. I'm sorry I ramble here, but it was so much potential, and this was like, oh my god! Like by that last finale, I was like, oh, I'm so done. It's like, why do you need to make a Kevin? Like, why? We don't need that. It's just so stupid. I, I just don't get it. Look, do not provoke haters. This is how Star Wars fell. They tried to fix things, and guess what? You fail. Don't do it. For God's sake, just make your product and just satisfy your fans, your MCU fans. That's it. That's all I had to say. And it's nothing positive I have to say. Just the cast, they were fun. I was happy to see Daredevil. I disagree with you, Jeff. I think that the show did a good job of Daredevil. Eh, like I thought the
Hot D.
Ha, funny. You crazy son of a bitch. Anyway, still, I thought Daredevil was fun. I think Charlie Cox was there. He was top form. I wanted to see more Daredevil in the show. So
hey, you know what? If you don't mind me bouncing off of that, no, his action scenes and his hand-to-hand combat and everything and whatnot, it was not at the same level of as his usual fighting form on Netflix.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good, right? Honestly, I did think it was dope that like they fucked. You know what I'm saying? Like it made perfect sense to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I mean, I like that they added that in there. So honestly, Jasmine, really when it boils down to it, sweetie, the coolest part about I know you want to talk about Shield, so I'm setting you up, right? Instead of setting you up for failure for once, I'm actually setting you up as a friend, baby. Anyways, no, seriously though, the coolest thing about like having these ranking shows is that a lot of times you end up finding common ground with people on some of these shows where you are like really on polar opposites, right? And like, you remember maybe there was now that some time has passed, like some of the things you did enjoy about something, right? So, at the end of the day, Jasmine, believe me, I've seen worse shit than Shield. You remember that experience with Willow season 1 where we were all having to like bring cyanide capsules, right, to the episode reviews. So there you go.
Yeah. One last pro. Let me give this pro. I will give it to Jasmine and Man. I did appreciate that that this show felt more connected to the MCU. Like I like that it was more like comic book logic kind of thing. Like I did like to see like we got more meta humans / enhanced people here. Like I like we didn't explain like where does vampire come from, or the wrecking crew. Like I really appreciate that. Or Mr. One of the episodes with the guy that was like immortal. Like I like that. Like I don't need explanation of how these people get their powers. It's like we're already in 13 years of the MCU. It's like we don't need to explain people getting their powers, So like I at least appreciate that. And
no, go ahead. I'm sorry. No, go ahead. I'm sorry, Andre.
Yeah, and then I did appreciate like Jennifer, being Jennifer from the comics. So I did appreciate that. So I did appreciate all the comic book like accuracy, but you do need to change certain things to fit your format. Like because I felt like the breaking the fourth wall was okay, but because it felt a little awkward in the first episode, but then it got better in the later episodes. But yeah,
I just would like to have seen her naked as Jennifer Walters, and then also as She-Hulk, so I can have a contrast. You know what I mean? And I just want to have an idea of like what.
Look, Just look, watch Showtime. All the Showtime shows of I don't know the Billions or whatnot. That's not the show for this, Jeff. If I mean they can do it in Hulu, they could do it, but
brother Andre, I haven't watched Skinemax softcore porn since like fucking the early '90s, bro. You know what I'm saying? Come on now.
Okay, I know it's '90s, but we're in the mood. What 2020s now? Come on.
Hey, look, even when I was a child, I watched that shit and I was like, wait a minute, where's the actual penetration? Like, where'd that guy's dick go? He was like, I mean, anyways.
Anyway, I'm quite disturbed now.
I apologize. No, I'm sorry. Jasmine, Jasmine, what did you want to say about She-Hulk, hon?
I think what a lot of you guys forget about is the finale in itself was supposed to be a play on the formula in which the Marvel Universe, cinematic universe is based off of. That everybody wanted that overall climax of all the storylines in which they had thrown in there instead of waiting until they got a season 2. And it was basically showing that it was all done by computer program that was just saying this is what our fans like. And when it came to this particular show in general, it sets up a future film which happens to be not only the Captain America movie but probably the Hulk movie.
Yeah,
that's coming out. So the whole point was not to show you what happened with the blood that was taken, and just show you that it needed its own spot, it needed its own lane, and this would needed to just focus on her and everything going on in her life, not give us an overall big climax, which a lot of people were rooting for, especially when I was watching, reactions. They were screaming for that finale, but then when they were like, "What the hell?" When it turned out to be, her.
I think you just want to keep saying the word climax as many times as you can, or whatever, whatnot.
Yeah, actually, Jasmine, I wanted to bring that up. Actually, I could I don't mind the subversion, but the problem was with that finale is for me is that I got too invested on the blood / Jennifer getting in trouble, because that engrossed me, and I was with my character. If you're trying to I don't I think you could done a small scale finale for She-Hulk. It seemed like they were respecting that. I don't know. I feel like you can make a smart finale, like Mission Impossible: Rogue Nation, their finale, the fifth film of Tom Cruise franchise, that finale is small. It's just like a fist fight / gun shoot. Here you can just you don't need Tom to become a Hulk man or something like that. I think you could done something small, but I don't know. I just was I think because the blood thing, and then episode 7's Jennifer being added made me invested, and I just thought just subverting that hurt it so badly in terms of just subverting it. It's just was a little. I feel like they just stuck with that and just made a finale that wasn't huge scale like Moon Knight or something like that. Be more like what I feel like Hawkeye's finale was, maybe, or Loki finale. Maybe we can have an awesome conversation in the season finale of She-Hulk, and then that could have been better. But I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just
due to COVID, they did have to rearrange the and the beginning. So a lot of it is misplaced, and that had to do with COVID restrictions. So I think that also hindered the show a little bit, and they had to come up with something on the fly.
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah, at least I enjoy things of She-Hulk. I'm saying it's not the worst thing, but it's just my least favorite of the Disney Plus shows. But again, the cast is great and all that. I love Tatiana Maslany. She's a great cast. I hope we see She-Hulk in the future, and I would be willing to see a second season of She-Hulk. So I want that, and like improve the things that I actually like about the first season, and like stick with that in second season. So that's all I have to say about She-Hulk. So
Okay. Thank you all. Thank you all. Thank you all for that. So, my worst pick of the bunch is no shocker. It's She-Hulk as well. And
No, not She-Hulk.
and so She-Hulk, unfortunately, comes in at number 5 for me. Simply the fact that the graphics weren't the greatest. They made Scar look like a giant-sized Smurf. They, ended up, giving us the She-Hulk curse. And I just didn't care for it. They had some good episodes. I absolutely love Madison with a Y. I think she was absolutely freaking
Oh
hilarious.
my God, are you
I
kidding
loved
me?
her. I loved her. She was fantastic. Her and the Wong thing was absolutely freaking hilarious. It did have some good episodes, but overall, there was not enough good episodes to compensate the bad for the worst, or bad for the good. And so, with the bad CGI that they worked on with it, they did better than what we first saw when they first put out the first trailer. Most definitely, they worked on it, but it wasn't to, I feel, like a caliber of the other TV series or even the TV specials. And Tatiana Maslany was fantastic as Jennifer Walters. I did like her, but the overlying theme, it just didn't. I just didn't care for it. I don't care what the message was. I just didn't think it was important to She-Hulk. I don't think it went with the Marvel narrative. I thought to keep it stuck into that narrative of Marvel, and overall, I just thought it was just no fun. I just didn't care for it. Excluding what it's about or anything like that, I just didn't care for it. And I definitely thought Miss Marvel. I thought Moon Knight. I thought Werewolf by Night. The Guardians Holiday Special were just so much better than this, and I felt that they put more work into it. And you could definitely see that it suffered from, as Jasmine was mentioning about the COVID situation. Yes, most definitely, it had its. It was one of those things that unfortunately got stuck in that, and had to deal with issues because of that. And you could see that. You could see how just like it was jumbled, it was disassembled, and didn't get put back correctly, like Humpty Dumpty. And so because of that, I think that also hurt it in the long run as well. I think if it had been a production that was filmed like in 2022 and it had come out this year maybe, or even 2024, I think it would have been a better show. I think they would have had things more under control. They would have been able to film without restrictions, and they would have been able to get better off. I mean, I'm definitely seeing, even in movies that are coming out this year, I'm seeing a huge improvement to pre-COVID. I'm actually seeing things get back to what they were pre-COVID in the industry again. So I think that a lot of things that we saw in this last phase 4, it had all those restrictions, so it had a lot of battles that it had to deal with, and they weren't able to have the freedom of how they filmed before. So I think that's why a lot of these shows, TV series, movies, etc., had that hard time. So I think that we're starting to get back to a situation where we might start getting things that are more normal, or I shouldn't say normal, but more better than what we saw in this last phase. So hopefully with Guardians, with the Marvels and future films, we'll see a big difference in what they're able to do and are capable of again. But yeah, I just thought She-Hulk was a jumbled mess. I was so looking forward to seeing She-Hulk for the first time too. I thought that it was going to be fun to see the character, to finally get another Hulk character into the MCU that we could possibly see team up with Hulk himself and have some fun, especially because she's she's his cousin. And I mean, the end result of the animation of some of the scenes weren't that bad. I thought Abomination looked amazing. I thought they did a good job. Like, I felt they put all their money into doing Abomination and not putting it into She-Hulk, which when She-Hulk is the main focus. So I thought that was kind of different too at the same time. But yeah, overall, I think She-Hulk is the worst of the series they put out last year. I definitely think it could have been better. And I'm hoping that in the future, if we see She-Hulk again, because they have stated that they are not doing a second season of She-Hulk. It's not getting a second season because of how bad the audience reaction was. Even though it has a higher critic score, they said that it did not get the reaction they thought, so they're not going through with a second season, just like with Willow. They're not doing a second season as well. So that is unfortunately, so hopefully we'll be seeing She-Hulk again soon in something. She'll probably definitely be a part of the Avengers. I definitely think that. And I think we'll be seeing her again. I think Tatiana Maslany did a good job. I thought she was great. And I'm looking forward to see what else she brings to it and what she brings to it with different writers, with different directors, and just seeing what she can do as well versus what she brought to us in She-Hulk, the TV series. But I also agree with Jeff, like the whole concept of the kind of the quirky comedy along with the action of She-Hulk was a great idea, I think. That making a legal drama, comedy drama was a really great. I mean, like I said, there was so many great aspects to the show. I mean, the guy that kept killing himself because he didn't want to be with his wives. That was absolutely freaking hilarious and awesome. That was a great character. I would love to see that character come back. The magician guy that we're introduced to, that's basically a ripoff of Johnny Blaze. Absolutely hilarious. There were so many good things in it. But like I said, unfortunately, those good things were just not enough to make it a great series. So yeah, that I put at my last and worst of the series for me. But yeah, I definitely I have hope that we'll get some better She-Hulk in the future. And I'm looking forward to Daredevil. They already started filming Daredevil Born Again, and several of the actors have come onto social media and said that they are sticking to the Netflix vibe, that they are going the hard R that they did with the Netflix series. So we'll be getting, I think we'll be going back to that traditional for Daredevil again, what we saw in the Netflix series.
Good. Speaking of appearance, I mean, I brought up Captain America: New World Order. Like that could be the next, like, cameo or like role that She-Hulk could pop up. Like Tatiana Maslany could pop there, because basically that movie's a Hulk movie now. If you've been paying attention to the news.
Agreed. Yeah, I mean they're bringing in Liv Tyler. She's reprising her role as Marion. Not Marion. Jenna Ross's daughter. Yeah, Betty Ross.
Yeah.
So yes, that was just confirmed. So that right there tells you that it's gonna be interesting to see how they say or do to say to switch out Harrison Ford with William Hurt. Like why does he look different? Why does Thunderbolt Ross look different? So I'm looking forward to seeing how they transition that into New World Order and in the Thunderbolts as well.
Well, in the past, Cyber, when that's happened in other film franchises and stuff like that and whatnot, haven't they just expected the audience to just accept it?
I mean, like in Iron Man 2, like when Don Cheadle was the new Howard, they addressed it like, "I'm here, let's move on from it." With Ross, I just remember from Black Widow, he was having some surgery or something. I think he was having some like cancer or something like that.
Are you talking about William Hurt?
No, General Ross. Because in Black Widow, the movie, Natasha brought up that he was going through some like multiple surgeries or something like that. They could explain that he like was falling ill, and then something like if they're going to do the Red Hulk thing with General Ross, then that's your out of like why. Like he looks so different. It's that his new power like somehow changed his physical / face. I don't know. Like
I don't know anything about that, but no. But Cyber, Matt, Jasmine. Typically, throughout the years I watched movies, when they do an actor dies and somebody else fills the role, don't they just expect us as audience members to just accept it? That that's the same character, but it looks different?
It certainly has been done that way in the past.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like, it's not like Bond, like, you know, or like it's not like Keith Ledger. Like, if someone passed, they don't recast it. So, like, Marvel is the exception. They do recast.
They had to recast that role. Come on, Jasmine. How stupid would it have been for them to not recast Thunderbolt Ross?
I figured they were going to do that anyway, just because he was such a pivotal role in the Captain America, for film. So I knew that they were going to have to do it, and more than likely, they're not going to even bother to say anything about it because of the fact they didn't give a damn to say anything about the fact that the Hulk was different.
He's gonna become Red. He's gonna become Red Hulk anyway. Probably when he becomes Red Hulk, it won't matter what he looks like.
Yeah. I totally forgot about Hulk. He's a recast. It's like I don't remember Edward Norton. I'm sorry.
Hey, the Edward Norton Incredible Hulk film was pretty good, man.
I like the Incredible Hulk. Like, I was so upset that we didn't get the lead or like have a sequel, but now we're getting it, but in a Captain America movie.
Did you guys think that they're actually gonna bring back Betty Ross?
Yes.
In the Hulk film?
Yeah. Well, like she's Jeff. She's coming back in Captain America, New World.
Oh, okay. I thought. I'm sorry. I misunderstood.
No. Just this week, we just like it's not confirmed by the studios, but it's really confirmed because we seen Liv Tyler in the like doing a shooting in Captain America.
I haven't watched any of them, but I've been seeing so many videos on YouTube recently saying that they're really officially gonna make a Hulk film. That I just assume they're gonna actually do it at some point.
We still don't know what's going on with the Hulk rights. Like, that's been shady, just like Newmore. So like it's been up there. So
No. But listen, Cyber, let me jump in and close this bitch out. Let's get our final thoughts out before we do our plugs. I'll start with you, Cyber, and then I'll go to you, Andres. Then I'll go with you, Jasmine. Then I'll go with you, Matt. Wrapping it up, right? Overall, right? Now, obviously, next Friday we're gonna do the movies. We're gonna do Morbius. We're gonna do the 3 other MCU films that came out. Multiverse of Madness. Of course, there also was Wakanda Forever. And then what else did we get?
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Thor: Love and Thunder. Oh God, Jesus Christ. That's gonna be something else. Yeah, I love that. It sounds like you have turbulence going on with your audio. That's an interesting sound, Jasmine.
Sorry, I'm saying I love the goats.
Oh, is that the storm?
No, I think my phone's overheating.
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay.
By the way, Jeff, F Morbius, like, really?
I'm watching it, baby. I can't wait. I'm excited. Seriously, I told Jasmine to ask her. I was like, you know what? I'm going in with an open mind.
You'll hate it, Andre, because I loved it.
No, I'm going in with an open mind, and you know what? Honestly,
loved it.
Watch. I'm gonna end up liking it. I have a feeling something in me inside is telling me I'm gonna end up liking it. I'm going to like it.
I love all of Sonyverse. I think Sonyverse is fantastic.
Hey, listen, how can you? It can't be worse than Love and Thunder. It can't be. It's not possible.
I mean, I'll watch Venom and Venom 2 over Thor: Love and Thunder. Like, I'm sorry. It's just,
Venom 2 was fucking terrible, man. That was some garbage, bro.
See that once again, Morbius is another one of those ones that was pushed back too many times and refilmed too many times.
Well,
that it became incoherent for a lot of people.
No, and you're right about that. But no, I just wanted to go around and ask everybody. Some of you, and Andre's already. You said you're already going to come back next Friday. Jasmine, you're going to come back. Matt, you may not be able to come on. At that point, Matt, do you want to go ahead and start? Do you want to go ahead and just drop a quick, kind of give us a skinny quick on what if you had to drop a quick 4 on us, what would you give us for your ranking?
Well, I'll go from bottom to top. So I'll go Morbius. It's a steaming hot pile of shit. Then I'm going to go Thor: Love and Thunder. It's a steaming hot pile of shit. And then I'm going to go. What's the other 2? I've Doctor Strange, Multiverse. Okay, Black Panther 2 is second, and at the top is Multiverse of Madness.
Okay.
I agree. I like
That's gonna be my rank. That's probably gonna be. I think that's gonna be basically all of our rankings are gonna be.
Yeah, I think they missed a massive opportunity with Black Panther.
Oh yeah, and Thor: Love and Thunder too.
opportunity.
Oh yeah, Thor: Love and Thunder could have been a really
I
good
think-
film.
Yeah. Geez, it's bad though. It's so
Oh
bad.
God, Christian Bale must be so fucking embarrassed.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
seriously. I mean, Jesus Christ. But no, and what I just want, and now you guys, I'll wait, but just really quick, going back into here before we do our plug, Cyber, do you have anything you want to add? Any last thoughts? Anything final? Anything you feel like you didn't get a chance to say regarding anything we covered, any of the series, the TV specials, anything you left out?
Nope.
No? Andres, anything from you, brother?
I'm good. I think
Matthew, you got any final words? Anything you want to say? Any last, anything, any epiphanies you had or whatever?
No, this is the blip that the MCU needed to have. Move on.
All right, no plugs for you, Jazz. And Jasmine, my friend, would you have any thoughts? Did anything throughout the show maybe change your mind about anything and whatnot, or about Miss Marvel, or Moon Knight, or no? You haven't become enlightened and realized that the Moonlight finale was actually great?
No.
Oh, okay. Because whatever her name was, fucking whatever her stupid superhero name, whatever the hell she was, really killed it. All right, well, folks, let me hit. My only moderating role on this show tonight was just to do that a little bit, and then to do the plugs, right? So I can set everybody up real quick and whatnot and everything. Now, Matthew, my friend, I don't have you directly pulled up right now. Tell me really quick again. Remind me. I don't have it in front of me written down. What is the name of your pod?
Born to Watch podcast.
Born to Watch.
Three
Great
Aussies
name.
giving their take on movies that changed the world, old and new, mostly old, like us.
And you got the YouTube channel too, right?
Yeah, we've just started a YouTube channel, which is slowly populating, which is nice. We're growing nicely, but a lot of sort of movie news, a lot of takes, my opinions on a lot of stuff that people don't listen to. So yeah, that's us. Born to Watch. Get into it.
I just subscribed to you right now. I'm going to pull you up right now because I think everyone should check it out real quick and whatnot. And you never know. It might grab you a couple subscribers real quick or whatever and whatnot. So there you go.
I already subscribed. That's your 900.
Look at that. Holy shit. Wow. You just got 2 more, man.
Look at that. I'm crushing it.
Wow. Killing it, man. Killing it.
Yeah. Loving
And
it.
look.
Thank you.
I know. And look at that. Holy crap. You seem to be very ever present in these videos, man.
Well, mate, I've got people have said I got a head for podcasting, but not video podcasting. So I'm trying to break
okay. I like this. So you're basically doing you're doing almost similar, like you're not doing our friend Art Stanton, when he does his thumbnails, he always likes to use that fracture template.
Yeah.
You're using that, you're using like a three split screen almost.
Yeah, so those there are the our audio podcasts there that are up. So we're starting to put all our episodes up. So
I like this one. That's a great thumbnail.
Yeah, it's not bad, is it?
No, that's great. I love that. The Star Wars rank one, that's awesome. And the Something About Mary one is perfect too. You actually got the exact moments when she gets the cum in her hair and he gets his dick caught in the zipper.
Absolutely, the 2 best parts.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So,
and Cyber, look who it is, man. It's our favorite member of Wakanda Forever.
Yep, the Predator.
Oh, Predator. Lunatic.
There you go. Hey, I can't wait till I get on this bitch.
But no Power Rangers. No Power Rangers. I'm saying here.
No Power Rangers. No.
Well, we're close to going live on Facebook, live on YouTube with the episode similar to MCU's Bleeding Edge. So we'll get you guys involved as well.
Well, listen, I'm telling you right now.
You guys on.
Hey, I'll stay awake for freaking like whatever. I don't even care. I'll stay up all night or whatever to be on your first live.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, you guys are more than welcome.
Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna save this because I want to watch your Dark Knight review. I do. Yep. So I'm gonna bookmark it.
It's a good one. Some differing opinions in that one, which is nice.
Look at that. That's right, baby.
My favorite Batman film.
Yeah, that's right.
It's hard for it not to be, is it?
No.
Nope. With Heath Ledger's Joker.
Nope. I'll definitely. I will actually listen to that too. I will. I'll listen to that later on tonight. I will listen to that. And
Appreciate
then
it.
yeah, now of course, Jasmine, instead of plugs, you wanted me to just pull up a big picture of She-Hulk.
Yep.
Jasmine, I'm just messing with you, hon.
What was that? Like, really, Jeff?
What? It's a joke. She's laughing. Come on, you hear it?
Jeff, just do your job and just
Come
do
on,
the plugs.
Jasmine.
Just
Jasmine's
rip the
laughing.
band-aid, Jeff. Just rip the band-aid.
Here,
Yeah.
yeah, she's laughing. She thinks it's funny
We know.
too.
We're laughing.
Come on, it's funny. Look, see, there you go. I got it pulled up and everything. Look, I got the Wikipedia ready to go. So we can really get a get deep dive on it. But no, I apologize. Cybernetic Shark, my friend. Let me pull up your YouTube channel and see if 4 subscribers away from the 600 mark, baby.
Yes, sir.
Congrats, Cyber.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, if you enjoy me here on the MCU's Bleeding Edge, definitely go check out my solo content under Cybernetic Shark. You find me on all different platforms: YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Rizzle, all those great places. I just released my trailer reaction to the upcoming Strays film that's coming out in the summer. That is a new Will Ferrell, Jamie Foxx film about talking dogs. So definitely go check that out. It looks freaking hilarious. It's brought to you by the guys that did that Good Boys film. So that should be interesting. Then also, if you haven't checked out my review of Champions, definitely check that out. That just recently came up. I'll be having my reviews of John Wick Chapter 4 and Shazam Fury of the Gods soon. Those will be up soon as well, with a few more trailer reactions as well. Just saw Dungeons & Dragons Honor Among Thieves today, so that will be something else I'll be working on as well to bring up for you guys. And that was a masterpiece. Definitely go check it out in theaters, people.
Wow. High praise.
You heard the man. You heard the man. Cybernetic Shark don't play when it comes to cinema, baby. He ain't playing.
Yeah,
right?
I saw John Wick Chapter 4 last Friday. It's amazing. So just give you a heads up. It's amazing. Everyone.
Well, hey, I definitely want. I mean, I want to go check it out. I do. I'm thinking about going to see it.
Saber, you did a Scream 6 review? I don't know.
Yep, that's up.
Okay, Andres, I got
it's
you.
Actually,
brother.
my favorite Scream.
Oh wow, yeah, it's my second after the original. I mean, nothing beats the original. I mean, love Wes Craven.
Oh man, I'm telling you, Cyber, we need to get some kind of competition going. We need to get some money. We need some betting involved here, right? Like on to try to get some shit going down, so that you could. You really want to let Andre beat you to 1,000 subs, maybe? Come on now.
No, we're friends. Don't do it. Stop it, Jeff. Stop it. Just be professional.
Listen, I don't care. I just want to see you both get to 1,000. I don't give a shit who gets first and second.
Anyway,
I just subscribed, Andres.
Oh, thank you.
There's the
thank
next
you,
one.
Yeah, so this is my channel. Just like a brief, I do podcasts, Andreas Pop Culture Talk. That's where I talk with my host about any TV show or movies that comes out or past in the previous decades. And I also do other things like movie tributes, top 10 rankings, or why not, and all that. And yeah, check it out, and please hit that subscribe button and hit that like button. That's all I'm asking. And but yeah, I just want to say one thing. Thank you for letting me come to the show. It's been a pleasure, Jeff. It was nice to see you, Matt. Really, I'm gonna check your content. I just love. I just recently did a Caddyshack last month, so I'm excited to hear that and the Dark Knight and all that.
Perfect. Thanks, mate. Appreciate it.
Yeah. And
which,
Cyber, thank you.
Which show was I on, bro? Because I want to go back and watch that shit. Which one is it?
If you see the MCU Phase 5 top 5, that's you, Jeff. And go up.
Right there.
Yeah, and that's Sarah. Sarah's there.
Sally.
So,
Yep. Yep. That's
yeah,
right.
Sally.
Yep.
Yeah,
And Sally told me to tell you that
yeah,
whenever you can get on the Sunday show again and whatnot and everything, she'll make sure that she's there
yeah.
so that she
Okay.
can record with you again and whatnot and everything because she'd
Yep.
like to.
Yeah, we should do that. And recently I did the DC. Jeff, you and I
Yep.
did the DC.
Yep. We
top
did.
5.
Yep.
It's already there.
That's right.
It's already posted there.
Hey, and we're going to do
So-
more DC too. And I'll tell you right now, for me and Cyber, you're one of our go-to guests and whatnot, and go-to collaborators and whatnot and everything when it comes to DC, baby. We know you. We know about your passion for DC animated films, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyways,
like-
folks. No, Jasmine had to take off really quick because honestly, I think that she couldn't handle Matt's Irish accent anymore. And
First
Cyber,
off,
Cyber,
Matt.
Cyber,
No.
Cyber, you
Jeff.
weren't here in the studio. Jasmine was like losing it. She was starting to flip out. Like she was starting to get hot and bothered over Matthew.
She's only human.
Yep.
Jeff,
I don't get why people are thinking it's Irish. It's Australian, isn't it?
Wait a minute.
100% it's Australian.
Listen to me.
100%.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I'm like,
Cyber.
Irish? What are you talking about?
Cyber, this is why we love Jazzy. We're talking about the girl that that is funny as shit because she actually refused to accept that Captain America is not a Jew. Right? Like, you know what I mean? So there you go. Jasmine, we love you though, sweetie. We do. I ain't playing around. I love you to death. You're a great guest.
Put
You're
some
good
shrimp
friend.
on the Barbie, Jazz.
Yep. I can't blame you. I'm attracted to Matt too. You know what I'm saying? I'm just a lot more older and more experienced. I'm more patient. I can handle myself. You're younger, and so I can control my impulses. But no, instead of fanboying about She-Hulk or whatever and whatnot, Jasmine was fanboying over Matthew over here in his Irish accent. That's what that joke was about earlier, Cyber, when I was asking him about how he'd do it if he had to play it off as Irish.
So I really thought I was like, wait a minute. I thought Matt say he was from Australia, and then I was like, why we're reading Irish? I was like, what the heck is going on? Jeff,
you know what? I told you, Andres. We have inside jokes, we have distant studio jokes, and then we fuck around and play around during the shows and whatnot, and only certain people know what we're talking about. Thank you very much, Matthew. Thanks for coming on, brother.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, man. Honestly, dude, you're a creator that always has another good creators back, man. You're good people. And Andres, thank you for being here, brother. Tell your co-host I'm still looking forward. I'm hoping to see him sometime. I'd love to record with him, meet him sometime, have him on the show, come on your show. And Cyber Night Shark, my friend, excellent job as always moderating the show. Thank you very much. I enjoyed spending time with you, brother. Right? And folks, as soon as I get my shit together and deal with it and whatnot, we'll make sure that we put up lots of pictures and videos and shit of our kick-ass, drunk as fuck, on fucking drugs, 3-day fucking bender in Daytona Beach together when we go to see Bandmate and rock it out, baby. That's just gonna be hot.
There won't be any drugs, people.
Only for me, not for Cyber. Cyber's gonna be my Cyber's gonna be like my DD, right? / chastity belt, right? You know what I'm saying? And all that whatnot, and make sure that I only moderately get fucked up, right? And do crazy shit.
Yeah, so you'll see a lot of pictures of me bitch slapping him.
Me and Cyber are gonna have a lot of fun. I'm telling you right now. We're gonna be at Daytona Beach for 3 days. We're gonna go catch some fucking dope ass bands at Rockville and whatnot. And then hopefully on the 3rd day we're gonna try to hit some comic book shops together. And hopefully by then my fucking true knowledge ass will actually gotten us some business cards to be able to distribute. So we don't have to just write shit down on pieces of paper. But anyways, folks, listen. If you enjoyed the show, as always, do us a favor, do us a solid. Actually, lately I've noticed that our analytics in terms of subscribers and the percentage of our actual subscribers watching our content has actually increased the last couple of months, which I really appreciate seeing because I was actually kind of really not concerned, but it was something that I was a little bit, wondering about for a minute. So thank you very much for that. All of you subscribe. Thank you for catching us and whatnot. If you haven't subscribed, please do. It's not hard, right? Or don't. But, do something, right? Hit something. Hit the like, hit unlike, do something with us, Ring the bell. Best thing you can do is ring the bell so you know when we're live. Then you can come watch us and whatnot and fuck with us and grind with us. Thank you to everybody in the panel. Thank you to Cyber Night Shark. Thank you to Jocelyn. Thank you to whatever the hell her name was with the perfect name. Platonic Peach, baby. Hey, hit me up. Hit me up, girl. I'm single. What up? You platonic? We'll see about that. I'll take care of that real quick. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Be afraid. Be afraid. Very afraid,
Yeah.
Platonic Peach.
This will be you after I get done with your whole platonic deal.
Oh my
God.
God.
You'll be giving me that. You'll be giving me that, motherfucker. By Oscar.
Gonna have my nightmares tonight.
Oh,
Same.
stop, Andre.
She's gonna turn into Chloe Zhao. Is that what you said?
Or Freddy Krueger. Freddy Krueger.
So, one of I was water department behind my house getting dick and his head dicks up. You do know I live here, right?
She said the house was empty. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought my friend
What did she say? What did she say when she trailed off there? She said she thought my friend, and then she just stopped talking. Like, what the fuck did your friend have to do with that shit? Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't see your friend out there on her knees, only you. Right? I love that
She said
shit.
she thought her friend lived there.
Oh, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Anyways, I love that video. That shit is hilarious. I'm telling you right now. I'm sorry, folks. Technical difficulties once again. But we'll see you next time. Peace.
Just him.
Peace. We'll see you next time. Take care. Good luck. God bless you.
Bye.
It's going down. It's going down, 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 down. It's going down, down, down.